All right. Our first speaker is an educator in the Fluvanna County school system. An all-around great guy, Dave Johnson.
Probably not a good idea. So before we go up to Arlington Cemetery to lay wreaths for fallen heroes, I thought I'd stop by and give thoughts about the Bill of Rights. When our country was founded, it was done so from a strong desire of breaking free from authoritarian rule. Colonists and now Americans wanted nothing more than self-determined path forward, founded on the basic principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that God had given everyone. Throughout time, man has tried to regulate these God-given rights. On this day when we gather to celebrate the Bill of Rights, one must ask, why are these rights now in so much danger? Have we not spilled enough of our most treasured commodity to ensure these rights remain? Or have we become complacent in teaching our children how valuable these rights truly are? As a father, I am worried that my child will not be able to enjoy the freedoms that the Bill of Rights so clearly allow all Americans to have. A common cliche we have all learned is, ignorance is bliss. What a lie we have been taught. Ignorance is power. It is power to those who seek to oppress you because you do not know better. Recently I asked a question, it was an informal question to some students regarding due process and the Fifth Amendment. 50% of the class said you were guilty until proven innocent. And I was just floored by that. So I said to them, does that mean I can accuse you of anything, and if you can't prove that you're innocent, you're guilty, and now you can go to jail? And they really didn't have an answer to that. I guess one is because of what they see on television, where we're all being persecuted for whatever reason without any proof. In another conversation while in the confines of my profession, I was talking to a history teacher, and we were talking about this state of affairs in the country. He flatly looked me in the face and said, I'm not scared of socialism. I just was floored by the fact that being an educator, especially in history, they could say such a thing. Our children are not being taught how to be critical thinkers. And there's many examples I could give you as far as that goes. And it definitely does go back to the Bill of Rights and how in danger they are. Went up on the board and had a child do a simple subtraction problem. 39 minus 14, and they came up with 12. And I asked them what in the world they were doing. And they started borrowing when they didn't need to borrow. And I said, you can't take 4 from 9? And they go, oh, I'm in geometry. I don't need to know how to do this. I was floored. Another student, while in the classroom, told me a story about how they'd been stuck in a tree for 4 hours. And I said, well, now you got my interest, let me hear. And the thing was, they climbed up the tree, they put their foot in the hole in the tree, and after about 4 hours, they realized they had a cell phone, they could probably call somebody. And I said, well, who'd you call? Well, I called my friend. I said, what would your friend say? Take your shoe off. And I just looked at him and said, so if you hadn't had a cell phone or had a friend that could help you out, what would happen? I said, where's your critical thinking skills? So what is the solution? You are the solution. Now, know what your children are learning, get involved in the schools, and teach your children to stand for the principles this country was founded on. We are always just one generation from losing every right we have. When Ben Franklin was asked at the Constitutional Convention what they had just done, he replied, a republic if we can keep it. I ask you, what can you do to ensure we keep it? I'll end with a quote. We must support every rational effort to encourage schools, colleges, universities, academies, and every institution for propagating knowledge, virtue, and religion among all people. It is the only means of preserving the Constitution. John Adams.